everyone.
Hello.
It's been a month since we've been last live, so we've taken a bit of a break, but we're back for some crazy chat and some crazy makeup. I mean, have you seen Cole today? She looks amazing.
Of course, you have to say that. You're my best friend.
No, you do look. By the way, how did you do that bat? Because I was struggling with the whole Harley thing over here.
I found a stencil in my makeup bag.
Ah, that's the key. Got it now. Okay. Well,
All
anyway.
right. Let's bring the girls in.
Yeah, let's bring the girls in before we get stuck talking about makeup. So, let's bring in Sabrina.
Hi!
Rachel. Why did you take Rachel off?
I was like, where'd you go?
I was adding her, and you added her at the same
I'm touching
time.
it.
Well, yeah,
Tiff. Hi, girls. How are you?
How are you?
Long time no see.
Very well. And I gotta say, I love the Harley Quinn makeup.
Thank you.
Yeah. Honestly, both of you killed it already. Oh. I'm blown away.
Thank you. Hi, Jason. Thank you so much. Thank you. And hello. Yes. As English says, time to party with some nerd ladies.
Exactly.
So
hey, it's been a month. Any news in your corners, girls? Anything you'd like to share with the crowd? Let me just put you on the spot right off the bat. We gotta start somewhere.
I am actually excited just because I was not able to participate as often in the last couple of months because I was working until after the stream started. So I have gotten a new job that I started last week, and this is my second week. I am very excited. I am loving it, and I get off at 4:30, so I'm able to have fun with everybody here on the internet. So I'm excited about that.
That's amazing.
And you're going to absolutely own it. That's what you're going to do.
Oh, heck yeah. I already feel that I am. They're impressed by how quick I'm catching on, so I got to keep that up.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Yeah, I mean, I'm 5th week into my new job. I'm having quite fun with it also. So
I was like, everyone seems to be starting new jobs. That's great. That's like
it's like a turning of the page,
Except me. I've gotten so many rejections. I'm just like, this is my life.
Well, like that's not a bad person, but like, given everything that's been going on, especially still technically in the pandemic, it's like when you hear news like that, like that's amazing. Like to some people, it's like, oh yeah, that's great. Like no, that's amazing because how crazy and overwhelming these years have been, since like the pandemic. So like that's amazing.
It's been a struggle. I've been trying to find a job since I lost my last one because they downsized, and the first one in was the first one out. The last one in was the first one out.
Mm-hmm.
So
I've been there before.
I know.
I had some help from ZipRecruiter and Indeed.
Yeah, Indeed is my bread and butter.
Yes.
I mean, I was like working throughout the pandemic, but like it was just because like we were required to stay open. So like I like most people, like I feel for the the people that didn't work and everything, but it's like, and like sometimes when my job got overwhelming when I was working, like I felt bad and guilty like complaining about it because I know like some people wish they were working. Because like I used to complain to my dad, and my dad wasn't working, so my dad's like, at least you're getting up, and I was like, yeah, but like people are ridiculous, because like I like worked at like one of those kind of stores that like had toilet paper, that whole fiasco. that was us. Like we had to limit water, like it was like ridiculous. Like the stories I had, like every day was just like something new.
Are you still limiting stuff?
No, that stopped like a while ago. That was like the first like couple months because like we also weren't allowed to tell people. Like it got to the point where like because it's like a smaller like convenience-ish store compared to like Walmart, like a big corporation like that, and like a lot of people don't know of it as much. So like we carry essential things, like we carry some food and like like toilet paper and stuff like that, and a lot of people who didn't know about the store, like we weren't allowed to tell people when we got deliveries because everyone would be like lining out the door like the second we opened. So like you know, it was just like first come, first served after a while. Because like when we first started to limit things, like I remember I had a lady that it was like one case of water per family, and like a lady was so desperate for another thing of water, she had her like 7-year-old daughter pay, and I was just like, really? I was
Wow.
like, really? And like I literally was like, I like visibly was like, I was like, I know you're from. I was like, I know this little girl's not like by herself buying water. So like, why are you pulling that? Like they would pull that stuff like that all the time. And, like I had to constantly get my manager, and like they were like, had to tell them no. Be like, can you make an exception? No, like you're not like, you know, every person's, you know, going through the same thing. Like, you know.
Toilet paper turned into WWE SmackDown at times. I physically saw people fighting over it. It was amazing.
That happened to our store. Like I was like literally like
I like how Tiff has like it was amazing.
like literally, I swear to God, like because like hearing that, but I was like, if that ever happens in your store, like do not ever get involved. He's like, don't even go in like range of the fighting, and I'm just like, nope. I'm like, you guys are on your own.
My oldest and I were actually going into the store, and we saw these two people literally like fighting over it, and I felt like Homer Simpson just like backing into the bush.
Oh my God! Like it was so, like it was like it sounds ridiculous looking back at it now. Like even when it happened, but it's like that was a thing.
We just didn't know.
Yeah, like I get why people panicked.
There's still
Exactly.
some shortages. There's still some shortages for me because I live in a very rural area. So like because of the but like for different things now, like because of the hacking attack with that happened a month ago. Like we've had to have limits on how much chicken you can buy and what have you because it takes longer to get to us. But it's like whatever. But speaking of crazy customers, my brother, who I've talked about lots, has CP and got his first job, and he's working at Walmart. And he experienced
good. He's a brave man.
He experienced his first run-in with insanity, which was he had a queue behind him, and he was helping an old lady, and right behind the old lady was this other woman who had a cart full of shit, and so like the old lady was taking a little too long, I guess, and the person with the cart full of shit just walked out of the store with the entire cart, and my brother was like, "What?"
She just wheeled the trolley out the door.
Yeah, she just took it up.
I think, you know, they can get away with it, or like they'll hide stuff in. Like I remember like someone who stole something once was like stole a comforter, and then they would stuff stuff in the comforter to like get away with it. I was like this happened when I wasn't there. So then like the cops came, and like the second I came into work, I was like, why do I miss this stuff when I'm not here? Like
when I worked at a drugstore, like a beauty supply store that like sold like hair dye and shit for the longest time, and we would get these people who would wear really big overalls tucked into boots, and then they would drop makeup and hair dye down their overalls to hide it. So my boss, who at the time, who was shorter than I am, which is pretty impressive because I'm pretty damn short, would like stalk them through the store because it was these two guys who would wear these overalls and they would come and hit our store. Mm-hmm. So we knew if we saw these two guys in the oversized overalls, they were coming to steal shit. And he caught the guy trying to put a hair straightener in his overalls. He was just like, I'm at the register, and it gets all of a sudden I hear from the back, "Are you fucking serious right now?" It was so funny.
My God. Like, see, we've had like people who were like go to other stores, and like I guess it's like other, you know, locations of that store, of my store, and like they would figure it out. And like I remember one time on like because we have to wear, you know, like the headsets and everything. Like my manager was like, okay, like describing what the man looked like. That would like was stealing like all this stuff from like other stores and stuff like that. And like they after a while, like because we constantly were like getting, you know, like stolen from and everything, we had to have like a security, you know. And I thought they would pay somebody, but it was just like they were so like willing to not pay someone that it was just like someone who already worked there. I was like, you guys can't get real security? I was like, what are we gonna do? Really?
Like we literally, like, I don't know how it is for people other countries, but like in America, we literally can't go after them. Like,
Yeah,
you just watch them and wave. Watching wave.
They'll like tell us, like, I've had managers yell at, like, when I've been like up front, and they're like, "Why were you watching?" And I'm like, my dad told me to not get involved. I'm like, I ain't dying for you guys. Like,
you're like, minimum wage is not enough for me to take down that person. Listen, you gotta pay me more.
Actually happened on one of my neighbors. Like, he worked at Sears, and like he was like a security there. And a guy, I think, was stealing like a thing of like perfume or something like that. And he tackled the guy. And like it broke like I guess it was like a glass thing. And it like broke into his arm, and like they still fired him anyway. And like he like sued them, and it was just like a whole big thing. And I was like, he literally stopped someone for you, and you still fired him. Like, I don't know, because like they didn't want. They're like, oh, you had, you tackled somebody. Like, but see, like they say that to not do that, but then like when you sit there and like don't run after them, they're like, what are you doing? Run after them. So it's like you can't win.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Hashtag retail.
I like my dad's like, you can use me as excuse. That's like, if someone's stealing, just say, oh yeah, sorry, my dad said I can't get involved. Sorry, he said no.
Perfect.
Like literally in the situation, like, oh, my mom said no, like my dad said no. Sorry, I can't get involved. You guys are on your own. Like, I'm not like, because like my dad made a good point. Like, you don't know if like someone's carrying a knife or something on them, and like I don't want to get stabbed chasing after someone. Like, I'm scared.
Yeah, when I was working the last job that I had before I started this one, I was working downtown, and so just for my safety, I was working until 7:00 at night. And in the winter, it's getting dark at like 5 something. So I got myself pepper spray just to be safe, and they actually knew apparently that something just to keep us safe. They got us one of those like metal Kubotans.
Okay.
That you can put on your keychain.
Those things are so bad. They don't work at all.
Yeah. Well, on top of it, I did have my son works at a store where it's like it's a knife. It's not like a Swiss Army knife, but it's like one where, it's got a huge blade, but it has all these other things you can do with it. So I was like, I have that just in case. The Kubotan doesn't work, and I have pepper spray, so but same, I mean, people wouldn't know that I'm carrying that if
I was listening
just 'cause I'm a girl.
I was watching this person on TikTok who does self-defense and stuff, and he was explaining that how in America our laws being so fucked as they are, if you're carrying something like a Kubotan or whatever, that's considered intent to hurt someone, so you can get charged whether you self-defense or. So he recommended things like a heavy-duty flashlight or just a pen. Because, like, with the Kubotan, you're going to do the same thing you're going to do with your pen. And it hit like that. And because I was just carrying the pen. I wasn't...
You can also put your keys in between your fingers.
A lot of people do that.
That'll break your fingers. If you're going to do that, you put your lanyard like that. You hold them like this. Or what I did, or you do what my
or get bear spray.
Bear spray. Or you do what I
a section of self-defense today.
Or you do what me and my brother's friends started doing. My brother's best friend Jen, she collects keychains. So she has like it's like a medieval flail. On the end of her lanyard, and it's heavy enough to hurt someone. Or
use it like a butter sock, like Sam on iCarly.
Oh my god, yes!
Or one thing I would do that when I was younger, when I was first working, I had my mom's Swiss Army knife on my keys, and I would open it and just swing the keys like,
nice.
I will fuck you up.
Yes.
But yeah, like a Kubotan or putting your keys in between your
Or do you guys have a strange echo all of a sudden?
Yeah, where did that come from? It's not coming from me.
Hello?
Coming from me?
Who?
No, it's gone now.
Okay, that was weird. Maybe because like
that
people were
was a
talking
great
at once.
moment.
Maybe because like more than one person was talking at once.
But if you put them between your fingers, that apparently is proven that you'll break your knuckles, and then you're too distracted by the pain to keep defending yourself, so it just screws you up.
You can't win. You just can't.
But I think pepper spray is a pretty good one. Actually, they now that have paint like dye in them, so that way you could then tell the cops.
Kind of like a dye pack of when you work at a bank.
Yeah, like, hey, this person attacked me. I sprayed them with my spray, and they're gonna have blue on their face.
It's a great idea.
Is blue forever.
Or you just work with like a bunch of guys that think of you as like their baby sister, and
is that
don't
what
have-
is that what you're finding in the new
I'm
job?
finding that they're all like either big brothers or like uncles with the ages that they are and I am. So it's like I'm one of like 3 girls, and I just feel that's probably why I feel the safest there.
Yeah.
See,
That
there should be more people like that.
That's how it was in my last job with when I told you, I explained to you when we were talking about your new job, because it's similar. I was working as an office manager in a wood recycling plant that also had doubled as a metal recycling plant. And the one time someone tried to lay hands on me, so like they were trailers. For offices. So my trailer was this tiny ticket booth like trailer, and then there was a scale in between us, and then there was another trailer, and my trailer neighbor, he just stepped outside, and he was this gigantic man. He was like something. He had a huge belly. He was a heavyweight wrestler in his spare time, and he just stepped out the door and he goes, "Nicole, this guy giving you a problem?" And the guy looked over and was like, the guy just like looked over, is like he did not expect my neighbor to be big of a person. I will fuck you up. Like, I can jump. I will jump on you.
My HR guy is 6'7", so I'm like,
God.
yeah.
Did they have to modify the front door? No, like, I didn't realize how small this world can seem for people that reach that height until I was looking at TikTok, and there's this guy who went viral because he's 6'9", and so he still lives with his family, and he explained how they modified an apartment in the basement for him, so that way he has a shower that fits him, and there's and he doesn't hit his head on the doorways, but while he's walking around his house, like illustrating how tall is, he smacks his head in walking in the kitchen. He hits his head on light fixtures.
Yep.
Like, it's just like mind blowing. And then he posts a picture of him standing next to a 5'1" girl, and like I'm just imagining the fact that I'm 5'3", like I'm only 2 inches taller than her. I'm like, oh my god,
he's a whole foot taller than me. Like, I don't want to stand next to him.
Like, how do humans that size exist?
Like, I don't know. See, I like see that stuff on TikTok too, and I'm like, I would be terrified standing next to them. Where it's like, I don't know if you've ever like seen those memes where it's like me standing next to my friends, like that's me. Like my friends are always like up here, and then I'm just like, hey. So like, yeah. So like when I meet someone that's like freakishly tall, I'm like, I just stare at them, and I'm like, you're too tall.
That's not something that really bothers me because half the guys in my house are like 6'2".
I forgot that I'm actually taller than one friend, because I haven't seen any of my friends face to face outside of like this for almost a year and a half now. And one of my best friends ever, Kayla, she's a local. Her and I met in college, and we play Pokemon Go together. And we finally got to see each other this past weekend. And usually when I see Kayla, she is one of those people with nonstop energy. So she's not like standing still. And she's wearing combat boots, which have a bit of a lift. But I saw her the other day, and she was wearing flip-flops. And mind you, it's been over a year. And she goes to hug me and rests her head on my chest. So I was like, holy shit, you are small.
How tall is she?
She's like 5'1" or so. And I always forget that. And I'm just like, oh, I forgot how tiny you are.
And then there is me at 5'6", and I like to wear heels. So I walk into the room, and the first thing that this one tells me is,
why did you
how
wear
are you
heels?
taller?
No,
see, like 5'1". Nah, I'm 4'9".
I'm
so
5'6".
Like, I'm gonna be like tiny as shit next to her. My dad,
yeah, I'm like 5'11".
Like if I like wear shoes, my dad literally thinks I shrink every day.
You're 5'11"?
Yeah.
Holy
Wow.
shit,
I
Rachel.
wish. That's how tall my brother is. Like,
So put me in the back of the group photo.
Well, don't worry. I'm good at that. I'm good at putting the tall people. I'm like, get back there.
There's gonna be the Snyder Corner organization there. Like, how do we
Okay.
organize a group photo?
There
you know,
you
but
go.
like, legit, my
But, like,
dad
We're gonna make a whole League of Mayhem meetup there. Just gonna post for a group photo.
So
pictures-
Nana will wear
pictures
heels, and I'm like, why must you do this to me? You look hotter already. Now you're taller by a lot. And she doesn't realize when she's got her heels on, she's in kick-ass mode, so her strides are longer. She's walking faster. So I'm shuffling on my toes to catch up to her. And I'm like, ah! But like we were in Salem with our coven, and our best friend Rain is a fashionista. She doesn't wear she doesn't just go out in jeans and a t-shirt. She has to wear like a dress or a skirt. She's always like designer something, whether she's the designer or not. So between her and Nana, and then they're both
it's her the designer.
And between her and Nana dressing up and looking absolutely show-stopping gorgeous, makeup in the summer, and then they put on heels, and I'm just like, why the fuck do you hate me? I'm just like, I am small. I'm in jeans and a t-shirt because the weather is awfully hot, and I am short.
But you guys all still look so cute in the picture, though.
yeah.
I mean, my
I
dress was amazing. I love it because it's got pockets, by the way.
I want that dress. I saw that and I was like, oh,
good.
Especially,
it was so funny. We got that at the Her Universe booth, and Nana tried it on, and she came out of the dressing room and at San Diego Comic-Con, and all of the girls in the five booth radius stopped and were like, you need to get that dress, because it she walked out and it hugged her figure perfect. It was like everyone literally heads turned.
Nice.
Oh my god, you need that dress.
Yeah, it was funny because I only went there for, I think it was like a Slytherin sweatshirt. It was like a long Slytherin sweater that I wanted to get. And I got that one because they had it. And then I saw this, and I think it was like last one in my size too.
Oh,
and
nice.
I was like, yeah, I'm just going to try it, see how it fits. And it just fits so well.
Yeah, she stepped out to look at the mirror, and literally.
That's awesome.
Everybody,
that was meant for you.
And literally the rest of my Comic-Con allowance went on that dress, because that dress was expensive. It was like $130 at the time.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
But you have to also count in the fact that I got the plus size one. So that's usually more expensive.
It was a little tiny bit discounted because they always do 10 off if you buy it at the show floor. And then when it's on the website, it's full price until they put it on sale eventually. But for plus sizes and nerdy stuff, you have to either buy it immediately or you'll probably never get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she looked
funny
so
because
good.
I was looking back at the collection of Loki dresses because they made new ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because I do have every single Loki dress that Her Universe has made up to date, except for the newest ones. I got the one that's in this style that I have the Wonder Woman.
I know. I've been looking at them.
I got the one that was tied behind your neck kind of thing.
Oh, nice.
That one's really nice too. And then I have this one. And so I need to get the other ones too because they're really pretty. I love the Loki dresses. They usually have genuinely nice.
The first one was a Christmas present from me, and she wore it, and so whenever I gift Nana clothing, I have this habit of I wash it before I bring it to her because I know she's gonna want to wear it immediately. And we then went to Times Square for this Marvel thing, Discovery Times Square. And at the beginning, you take a green screen photo, and the dress was so new and the green was so perfect. They had to slightly edit the photo because her legs kept disappearing. They were like, wait, you can't stand next. Originally, she stood by the Hulk, and they're like, you're blending in too much.
But you know what? Honestly, that was a hilarious photo altogether because once again, talking about our fashionista friend, we were standing at the green screen, right? And there's supposed to be Avengers behind you. And she goes so where is Iron Man?
She goes like, "Wait,
And-
can you spark behind me?" And she goes, they were like, "Yeah." And she turns and goes, starts
She
kissing the
literally
wall.
blasted. But you know what? That photo came up perfect. Like it literally looks like she's kissing him on the cheek. And we don't know to this day how she managed to do it, but that photo just came out that way. It's so funny.
And
That's
Nana
awesome.
looks like she's showing off her dress. It's me pulling a superhero pose because I was channeling my inner Captain America.
Well, that's like when me and Enosh, one of the things we have is a museum that's, local to our city. And I had been wanting to go to the Titanic Museum that had kind of traveled around the country, and they had brought it to our city. So for my birthday, Enosh goes, let's go do this. They've got people in, time period walking around asking questions, all kinds of stuff. And so they had a picture that you could take, but it was in front of a green screen. But what it was is we were supposed to be at the bottom of the staircase of the Titanic. And all they did was say, okay, you guys stand here. Now pretend there's a ghost right there and react when I say go. And then they're going to take the picture. And so most people were just, going like this. And we got our picture and there's a ghost standing on there. And me and Enosh are like, and she starts laughing and she's like, you guys are awesome. I'm like, how else are you supposed to respond? We need to make this look real.
I think those photo ops can be so much fun. I think one of the most fun photo ops for me is when you go to the dungeon attractions. They're not everywhere, but there is one in San Francisco. We went there with Cole, and then there is one that I went to in London. And they have so many like different photo ops, and it's just so much fun. Like I have a photo back from like 2012 when me and my friend went there. And that's in London Dungeon. And they had like the stocks sort of thing.
Oh, nice.
I actually have like my head in the stocks, and she just holds like this like massive hat above my head. And I'm like, okay, that says everything about our friendship. Oh yeah, this is our from the
I'm sorry, I got tangled. Hang on. I always forget how to do this. There I am.
Ooh.
So, yeah, they did us to look scared. I went more cute, Nana went more scream into the San Francisco dungeon, and she bought the picture because she knows I like to keep these. And just for fun, we also went to Alcatraz.
Oh, nice.
We got these.
Oh yeah, it's stamped. Like you get a stamp on it that like makes it.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh, that's so good.
I still think we should. We were so close to buying her roommate from college a what do you call it? A set of prison cutlery, because that's something she would be into for her wedding. But we didn't. We should have. I still regret that. We really should have. They had cups. They had tin cups and tin like utensils and tin plates.
That's cool.
That would have been so funny.
I thought you were going to say like the knife was like a shiv or something.
I mean, I could make one. Just complete the set.
Yeah, there you
but
go.
Honestly, like San Francisco was so much fun. Like I love that place.
Oh, I want to go so bad.
I'm exposing Rachel now.
Hi,
She just texted our group chat, and she's like, now that you mentioned her universe, I'm on their website and I'm looking at it. There's so much stuff I want. It's like, yes, welcome to the dark side.
No,
speaking of like her universe and stuff, I want to get the new Harley set. Like I'm not into Suicide Squad at all. Honestly, it's not like appealing to me whatsoever. But the new clothes that they have is gorgeous.
They have some like if you've looked on Hot Topic. They always have stuff.
I was gonna say Hot Topic. I've seen it too. They actually have like the pants set that she wore when she goes in the plane. At least it looks like. But I actually have my own. I have like 7 pairs of combat boots, and I have the black ones already. So I thought I'm gonna go to Salvation Army, and I found myself a red dress. And so I figured I'm gonna kind of start working on it now. See the movie, see what I need to tweak, and then make my own version of that portion of it, and then try and find the pants.
Please show us.
I literally just want to get the leggings.
I was actually thinking of getting the red dress from her universe because they just put it out yesterday and it looks right. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't know if it's just the way the website is, but I think it's not red enough. Like it just seems like candy red instead of blood red like she usually wears.
I think you can always wait and see when people post pictures
I
with
would-
it, and then
I would
maybe
wait
order
to
it
see-
later.
Yeah, I would wait to see
Yeah.
if they drop it on Hot Topic too, though.
But what I want to get, what I was thinking of getting is that I saw the leggings and that sort of corset like top, and I want to get that. And
Yeah,
I'm
me
thinking
too.
also about the jacket, because the jacket, like, it's great. But in the same time, I'm also thinking twice about if I'm gonna wear it much. So,
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
I now have
Nana
I have,
already has. You have the Wonder Woman jacket.
well, yeah,
Nice.
but mainly I have now the rumor jacket from Umbrella Academy.
Right,
Ooh.
that too.
I
she's got-
love that jacket. So.
I cannot wait until the next season of Umbrella Academy.
Oh my
I
god.
know.
Don't get me started. I love Umbrella Academy so much.
I just think it's funny that the youngest character, who's playing pretty much like the older character, that kid does such a good job that I believe that he's like, what, 45, 50?
Mm-hmm.
He's like
I'll
that in
be
real
right-
life now. Like, he's very, like, older
I'll be
than
right back,
he
guys.
is. And it's like,
Yeah.
funny. Like, he gets fan casted a lot for Damian Wayne. And, like,
Yeah, I can see that. He's wiser than, his
Yeah,
age
but,
is
like-
what he looks like.
it's whitewashing. So, like, because everyone, like, thinks they could, like, I get why he's getting, like, fan casted, but, like, he, like, I don't know. Damien's not white, so, like, you can't do that.
Yeah.
I'm very passionate about that because, like, a lot of because that's important to certain characters. So, like,
Yeah.
people.
So speaking of being passionate, Sabrina, Titans.
Okay.
Red Hood. Oh my god. I am
excited.
so hyped for the Red
I
Hood
don't-
storyline.
No,
I can't
everyone's
even.
like, "Oh, I'm not hype." I'm like, I don't care. I'm like, Red Hood's literally one of my favorite characters of all time, and I've been waiting to see him in live action. So, like, I'm not gonna like not be excited because other people don't like the helmet. Like, the helmet doesn't look that bad. Like, it looks really cool, and like, I'm just so excited to see that entire storyline in live action on Titans. Like, because like I know like a lot of people say now it's become like a Bat Family show. But, like, I get it, but like. Apparently, there's a rumor. I don't know if this is true yet. We won't know until fandom, but supposedly Red Hood's getting a spinoff, and like they're gonna announce it at fandom. I don't know. I don't know if it's true.
Yes.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard through the grapevine. So like I don't know. But I honestly, I can see that
give me Red Hood and the Outlaw spinoff. Like,
Stop.
give me Artemis, give me Bizarro, give me all
no,
that.
no. Honestly, okay, I
Well-
love Artemis. I love Bizarro, but like, give me Roy and Starfire. Like that
Okay.
team was unstoppable. The New 52 was
But
honestly.
the thing is, like, when they want to keep Starfire on Titans, though.
Yeah, I don't think unless like it was in the movie, unless it was cinematic universe, they won't take her away from Titans at all. Definitely not.
Well, like,
But
Like, honestly, like, it's okay if they keep Starfire and Titans, and they give me Artemis and
I mean,
Red
I feel
Hood.
like they could do both because technically, like, Cyborg's on Doom Patrol. He was never part of Doom Patrol. He's part of Titans. He was an honorary Titan, and then he was, part of the Justice League. So, like, I think they can make a compromise. That's all I'm saying. Because, like,
Yeah.
there's been rumors, too. It was supposed to be in this season, but I think now it's going to be next season. Roy and Wally are supposed to show up, but they were supposed to show up this season. But I guess, because of all these characters and all these plans and everything, it didn't happen. So I'm going to hope next season.
I think that that's the one thing that I feel like the show suffers with a little bit. But that's maybe just my personal opinion. Like, as in Titans, I feel like they keep bringing up a lot of characters. Like,
Yeah.
it's getting overcrowded. I think, like, maybe just kind of tone it down. Don't
Yeah.
bring any more new people. Like, I remember telling Cole, it was last season that I was saying, this show would probably benefit a lot if they did not bring on so many characters for a second season already. And I'm saying that while I am completely and absolutely hyped for Red Hood, I just feel like there could have been things that could have waited.
well,
felt like they just
Jason was an easy add, like because of where Dick is in his life right now. It
Yeah.
made sense to add him in. It's just like it'll be interesting. My brother was saying how he was surprised that they added him in the way they did because they're now jumping into him being Red Hood they could have used his death and transformation to Red Hood as a cliffhanger, but they're not.
Well, like, because what they did was in season 1, halfway through, like, which I loved. That's always what I wanted to see was like Dick first was, Robin, and then like when he met Jason and found out, he's the new Robin, and like that whole confrontation where he's like, you're sitting here, saying, I'm not Robin, I don't want to be Robin. He's like, but you're carrying this case around the world, like, and like that's kind of like, you see too with like, I don't want to say spoilers in case anyone hasn't seen it. Season 2.
It's been out long enough.
They've had
There's
time.
going to be spoilers for Titan season 2.
Yeah, my
so
boyfriend
don't worry,
that.
just mute us
He hasn't
first.
watched season 2, and I want him to watch it without telling him
I
spoilers.
haven't watched season 2, but you can 100% spoil it on me. I don't
But like,
mind.
he becomes, which is like a given though. He becomes Nightwing, and like they were supposed to originally. He was going to be Nightwing in their original season 1 finale. But they were all gonna get their suits, like how Starfire has her suit now.
I love her suit though,
in season 1,
and I love Raven's look.
But they cut it and they went with the nightmare sequence instead, which I think like I don't know why they did, but I guess like it gave them more room, especially for Dick to develop into Nightwing, which I think was perfect the way they did it. But
no, Dick's development's great.
he's the best, he's the best part of the show.
I just felt like to me, it just felt a bit like.
I just
it
hate
got quite overcrowded on the season.
No,
I
get it.
hate the way they did Bruce. Hate.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Bruce.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was the same exact way until the one scene in season 2 when Dick's in the jail cell with the two of them and he's imagining him. I was like, oh my god. So like I kind of
it was a good scene, but it's like I love this actor, and yet they're making him be something he's not.
Well, like a lot of people make the elf joke and everything, but like someone made a good point. It makes sense that like Bruce is like Dick's 30 technically in this show. Jason's already Robin, and he's gonna be Red Hood.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tim's getting introduced. So like. In the comics, of course, Batman doesn't age, but like this kind of makes more sense and is more realistic. Because
I mean,
I would have. That bothers me though. I think it's more of it's
just written so poorly. He's made soccer.
I don't even know if it's necessarily written poor. I just genuinely don't think. And okay, once again, I love the actor. I very much respect him. I just don't think that he does it for me as Batman. I genuinely or Bruce. I just don't think.
I think if it had been written more as actual Bruce Wayne instead of making it something like they wrote him as if he was just like a mentor dad who's a bit of an asshole that drops the ball. They didn't write him as Bruce fucking Wayne. They literally just.
Well,
yeah, no. This whole thing with the dance, they gave me really secondhand embarrassment. I really didn't like that scene.
Yeah,
dancing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Do not come for that. That is literally like a tribute to Adam West. Don't even. Come on. I love that.
No,
I just didn't like how it was done. I didn't like how it was done. I'm not saying that it's bad, like that the tribute in itself is bad, but I just didn't like the way it was done.
No.
That's why Sabrina just explained that, Jacob. It was because it was a tribute to Adam West. Remember, when season 2 was airing, he had actually just died. So it was pretty apropos that they put that in there.
That's why I was like, I think this was like, yeah. They were like filming. Like, well, they just wrapped up filming. So like he died like in June. And like the season didn't come out till August. So like it was as they were filming.
Still fresh.
And they found a way to fit it in there. So that was kind of nice that they found, like, they probably thought about it. Like when you think of Adam West Batman, you think of either those crazy things that he or Robin would say, like, holding ball of death Batman. Or
show us. Hang on.
Or the wacky,
cool.
or you think of the wacky dancing.
He's my what?
Or you think of like his crazy or his weird sins or the dancing. So they went with the wacky dancing.
Well, like that was the thing. Like a lot of people, like I get his Batman's very campy compared to like the darker, more realistic and grounded character. But like I don't care what anyone says. He paved the way for every Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Like whether it's like like, yeah, there was 2 actors before Adam West, but like, my dad used to tell me too when he grew up with the show, like every actor wanted to be on that show. Like it wasn't just because it was Batman, because like that was the hottest thing during '66. Like the amount of famous actors they got for like just they literally made up villains just for famous actors to get on it because they all wanted to be on it. So like a lot of people like don't I get why, because they didn't, none of us like grew up in that, but like I watched it growing up. That's like what really got me into Batman. So like Adam West is like my Batman. So like I actually got to meet him before he passed away.
Oh, that's amazing.
One of the greatest moments of my life. Like he was the sweetest man ever. And like I was supposed to meet him again before he passed. And then I remember on Twitter everyone talking about it, and I thought it was a joke. Like I know that's like kind of like screwed up, but like I literally was like, no. I was like, stop kidding around. Or like you see people making jokes or whatever. And then everyone kept tweeting about it, and I was like, no. I was like, this is a joke. And then I literally cried the entire day. And like they, I was supposed to go to that convention. They kind of, they made it like a tribute to him. So like, Burt Ward was talking about like what it was like, working with Adam and everything. And like a fun fact a lot of people don't know is they didn't have stunt doubles they had a stunt double for Adam West who looked like him, but for Burt Ward they couldn't find anyone, so he had to do his own stunts. And like he said to everybody that like he spent like 4 or 5 days in the hospital during filming.
Oh my god, not surprised though. They always got into so much shenanigans.
Yeah, there was one scene with like the Batmobile. He like dislocated his pinky, and he's like, this is like, or like the amount of fires there beyond, because like they didn't test things the way they do now before scenes, so they just went with it. And like it's so crazy to hear how things were back then. Like even my dad was telling me too, like how he had toys back then, and it's like nobody knew how much this stuff would be worth today.
Oh yeah.
No,
like,
of course not.
Of like the bat phone they used, and like Adam West signed it, and like it was only worth $100. Like, do you know how like they didn't make that many of like the replica of them, so like that should have been worth more. But like people don't realize it, until after the fact.
Yeah, that's kind of why we collect things. My brother and I were big fans of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and we got her Funko when it was only $6 at Walmart. Wow. And then the day of her passing, it went up to like $400. Wow. People were selling them because suddenly everyone wanted something to remember her by, and the prices just went crazy.
That actually happened. I think it was like a couple days after Carrie Fisher passed away. I was in an antique store, and I found a Slave Leia statue that was like $5 in an antique store. And I think like, not that like they didn't know, but like, I don't know if they really realized like they could have, like, not that like immediately you should charge someone like after the fact of, someone famous dies, but like, it was like a little bit after, and like, they still had it as normal price. And I was just like, to my dad, I was like, that they could have charged more for that stuff. Like all those old toys and everything, but like they didn't. You know what I mean? Cause like, as soon as, like that stuff goes in value, like, so they always say, like things become more valuable, unfortunately, when you pass away. And like,
well, even that when you pass away, I mean, there's the same thing is true with us being toy collectors with the actress who plays Cara Dune used to play Cara Dune on The Mandalorian, because when she was one of my favorites when the show started. And so I had like the 6-inch figure, the 3 3/4-inch figure, and I've gotten all these things of hers, and now I go to the same stores, the same toy guys. Now it's like $50 for that character, and I'm just like, I could sell these and make a good profit, but I want them for having.
Have you been able to score that 4-pack of Funkos from Zack Snyder's Justice League? Those metallic ones.
I literally had that in my cart, and it sold out as I was checking out.
I got it. I got
really?
it. And I found out on Funko Finders that they only made 500.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I keep finding them
on eBay for $1,300 right now. I nearly fainted when I saw that.
Yeah, she couldn't get me one, so I'm sad. Very sad.
It was literally I didn't know there was such a limited amount of them, and they were $60, right? So I went in and I got myself one, and then I was just trying to shuffle through my money so that I could get the next one for Kohl's also, because you can only order one at one order.
Mm-hmm.
And once I got there, it was all sold out, and I was like, "Oh my god, no!" But I managed to get us like the single dark side metallic one.
That was the honestly like I think at first like I was like, because I used to be really obsessed with Funkos, and like they are expensive like when you're trying to save money and everything. And I was like,
Jacob, the Superman one's the second most expensive one from that set. Like, if you have the solo metallic Superman Funko, if you got one,
yeah, I went to the
around
one and I had it in my cart, and then like as I was checking out, they're like, yeah, this is not available, and I'm like,
yeah, the single Superman Funkos are like $300.
But you managed to pre-order them from Amazon, right?
Yeah,
the normal ones.
I actually went to GameStop. There's like one in like the strip mall of like where I work, and I just went there on my break because like
they were still accepting a pre-order there.
Yeah, they were.
Not every location it was still accepting, even in person. So I'm surprised. That's good.
My GameStop was able to pre-order them too.
Because moral of the story, people, is pre-order absolutely nothing from Target. Target fails you every single freaking time.
Yeah.
If you want something from Target, you wait until release day and you buy it in person at the ass crack of dawn.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're not going to get it.
Enoch's just having that problem with Walmart where they're just all of a sudden telling him, hey, you pre-ordered this a couple months ago. Now it's gone and it's out of your cart. We're not going to give it back to you. So,
well, yeah, that was what happened. Like,
but did he pay for it?
He did, and they were in the process of, I don't know if they were in the process of kind of like refunding it or if they were just like, he was going through a lot of stuff, but Walmart has been messing him over along with a couple of others. But it's like when you're a toy collector, there just needs to be a different way of doing things sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. Like, well, that was the thing. Like, they didn't tell you, like, Target didn't tell, like, I don't know why, but I was, like, checking it the other night, like, when it happened. I was like, oh, you know what, because I saw a picture of someone, like, of, like, the actual, pops, like, in the box, so I was like, I wonder when we're supposed to get them. So I went to check, and, like, they just, like, realized, they didn't think to, notify me until, like, the day I decided to check that it was canceled, and I was like, you mean to tell me it's been canceled this whole time and they didn't tell me until now, like, the day I freaking checked? So, like, thank God, I got lucky with GameStop and they were able to pre-order them. Because I was going to do it online, but I was like, I was like, I have one right by my job. So, like, let me just go in person because it'll be cheaper than, like, the shipping. So I was able to order all of them that I could pick up in person. And except for the Dark Side on Throne, that one's getting shipped to me because, like, I was like, they don't have that. They had it pre-ordered.
Oh, you have to remind me when that one's, like, going through so that I can help you out.
Yeah,
I know. I don't know when it's going through.
I know. It's so bad.
That's what's so annoying with these pre-order sites is that they don't charge you until the order goes. And it's like that does not help someone who's paycheck to paycheck. Because
if I come out all at once.
It's like why not charge me when I pre-ordered it? And if you fuck it up,
that's how I lost my ZSGO Steelbook actually. Because I pre-ordered my Steelbook, but then my credit card got stolen. So I had to replace it. And the shop that I ordered it from, they obviously couldn't take the money because they didn't take them right then when I pre-ordered it. And they go, so we cannot take the money. So we will try 2 more times. But if we cannot take the money, you will just lose the order and you have to order again. So that was Friday. So I emailed them. I was like, okay, I hope they get back to me before they try it 2 more times. They probably not going to try over the weekend so that I can, like, do something about it. And they tried Saturday. They tried Sunday. They voided my order. And then Monday, somebody said, we can't take your alternative payment method. And I'm like, are you serious? You put this on a pre-order. It's gone. It's not coming back. And you just kind of say, oh, yeah, whatever.
I remember...
I've only had good experiences so far, like pre-ordering from GameStop. Like my little brother, the only games he will ever pre-order for like the special editions are the Assassin's Creed ones. And he's gotten at least 3 of those special editions from GameStop. And we also got a few last month. We had pre-ordered forever ago. These Funko boxes that were like a blind box, but it came with Bastila Shan and Jedi Revan from Knights of the Old Republic Star Wars Funkos. that you could only get them in this combo box with lanyard and keychain and everything. And I had to change, and like they actually called me and they were like, hey, just letting you know, we're going to be charging you for this afternoon. And I was like, wow, thank you. Like customer service on point.
I know. Like I remember like the same thing with like it was like a couple days ago when they had the dark side on with his armor for it was like on the exclusive, and like it sold out because I was at work and I didn't realize, And like someone found the website, but it was like from another country, and I was like, I don't know if I wanted it so bad that I was like considering it, and I was like I went to check out, and because like it wasn't converted to, US dollars, it like seemed like more, and I almost had a heart attack because it was like, I think it was in like I think it was from Hong Kong, so like it was converted in like their money, so I was like, it said like 400, and I was like I'm not paying $400 for that. I was like, I don't hate myself that much, but like I don't know, a lot of like because someone sent me that link. I think Meg was able to order from that too because she tweeted about it too. And like I was like, okay, if she trusts it, maybe. And then I was like, I don't know. I was like, this seems a little too sketchy for me. So I don't want to get screwed over. So like I was like, I can live without it.
Prowling Gambino, as a rule of thumb, I order nothing from Big Apple Collectibles except for their exclusive Funkos because they're pretty bad with everything else. But when I pre-ordered their exclusive Black Adam Funkos, they came pristinely wrapped and everything. They were perfect. And they actually, like, I think they came 2 weeks or so after the release date, which, you know what, it sucks, but at least I got them and they came good. But, like, I have seen so many people have so much trouble with Big Apple Collectibles. So I just try to, like, stick to only getting their exclusives from them.
Yeah, I don't even like to, like, pre-order Pops unless it's, like, I refuse to take a
Girls, I'll be right back, but in this heat, I need more sources of, hydration. So I'll be right back.
Yeah, no, but like I literally was like, I don't know, I'm very trying to not always pre-order them unless it's like one I really want. Like I think the last one I pre-ordered, I'm a Beatles fan, so like on the last Funko con, they released 2 of John Lennon ones, so like I've been waiting for it. I bought those. Oh my god. And like the third one,
Amazon's usually a safe place. They'll usually try to try to make it work.
Yeah, the Peace Sign one's like a Funko exclusive, and like I don't know how I'm supposed to get him. I want him so bad because like they had the Yellow Submarine ones when the Funkos first came out, and now they're like $400 a piece, and I'm like, oh, why do you have to do this to me? That's why I don't own them, because my dad's like, you're not paying $400 for John Lennon, like Paul McCartney, and like all of them. And I'm like, I just want them. No, 2 John Lennon and Paul McCartney are the most expensive ones out of the set, and George and Ringo are more like affordable. But it's so annoying because I just want all of them.
I was so tempted to start collecting the Beatles ones for my aunt because my aunt Pat is like she is around 60 something, and so she was a teenager the Beatles craze. She had her hair down to her ass, and she would straighten it on an ironing board, like with an iron. She had a leather jacket with the frills. She was a hardcore Beatles. Actually, when I was in middle school, before my dad learned Photoshop, we had to interview a family member for an English project, and so I interviewed my Aunt Pat, and for the cover of my report, my dad printed out a picture of her, printed out the Lonely Hearts Club Band cover.
Nice.
And he put them out with an X-Acto knives and slid her into the picture. Like, so it was like photoshopping her in there by hand.
That's like kind of like how South Park does it.
Yeah, so it was so cool.
That's iconic. That's literally iconic.
My teachers were obsessed. They were like they were like, can you do us? Because my dad's like a genius that way. But still,
I might ask your dad to do me next on that.
He's the son of a comic book artist, so I guess the creativity runs in the blood. So
I suck at photoshopping, so like please.
He doesn't really, honestly, he
Picture me, John Lennon, thank you.
he doesn't really Photoshop either. He's got like all of the the actual physical application, like, you know, cutting things out and doing it like that, or drawing it or something.
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
it's pretty. He's pretty awesome. But like,
I feel like
was
with like Photoshop, that's a talent though, even though it's like an app and everything.
Oh
like,
yeah, Nana is crazy with Photoshop. I mean, she did the League of Mayhem logo all on her own.
That's amazing.
But
like I get like, I'm the type of person that like when I see people like do edits of like a meme, but like make it like so personal, I'm like, how did you do that? I'm so like not tech savvy with that stuff, and I'm like, please teach me how to do memes.
Well, I almost got her John Lennon just for fun because like I thought it would be fun to give to her. Mm-hmm. But then I remembered how my dad trying to explain to her what a Funko is, because like she was asking how we're doing, and I just started making custom Funkos and selling them on Etsy. So he was trying to describe it, and he's like, they're these strange little dolls with square heads and tiny bodies. And my aunt was like, like I had to I only taught her to text like 10 years ago. She needed me to literally teach her, and I created a monster, by the way, because then once she got her hands on emojis, it was game over. Like,
oh my god,
she would send 20 texts in one like for one message, just to send emojis.
My dad's still the type of person, like, he'll text me and he'll be like, okay, do this, and he'll write dad after. So I'm like, Dad, I know it's you. I'm like, Dad, I know it's you.
My dad.
Like, your contact's Dad. Like he literally be like, okay, I'll see you later, Dad. And I'm like, Dad. I'm like,
see, I can't really. You know, I always laugh at that because I can't relate at all. My dad builds computers. He is a vice president of technology for one of the biggest banks in the world.
That's awesome.
And like, he's always been a genius with computers. So he's telling me how to do shit sometimes. Like, and it's like. But then I see people say my dad doesn't know how to start up the modem. And I'm just like, my dad, if he didn't know how to start up the modem, we'd be fucked. We'd be so screwed.
Well, like, that's the thing, though. Like, my dad is always, like, yelling at me. And he's like, because he's like, you know, come help me with this because I don't understand. And, like, sometimes he'll be like, okay, teach me how to do this. And, like, I'm like, okay, I need to take the phone. He's like, no. He's like, I'll do it. He's like, just show me. And I'm like, you're too stubborn. I'm like, it'll take me 2 seconds if you give me your phone. But like, he's like, no, I gotta learn this. And I'm like, ugh.
Yesterday, I had a stupid moment. So I was looking at my, our internet went down in our whole area, and the cable went with it. And we have unlimited data. So we all just turned off our Wi-Fi and just we're going to use our phones on data. And I was getting frustrated because my phone was not working. Like, I couldn't connect to anything. Facebook wouldn't open. And so I turned it on and off again. I'm like, Dad, I am so upset. What is going on here? And he's like, okay, give me your phone. And I hand it to him and he goes, Coley, you turned your data off. I'm like, what? And he's like, you turned your cellular data off, honey. And I'm just like, how the I was like, I'm just gonna go die.
Hi, Morgan.
You know, it's Morgan. Hi.
Hello, Joey.
Hi. You know it's bad when your parent has to teach you.
Not really. I'm used to it with him. Sometimes I'll just sit down with him and I'll be like, teach me to do this.
My brother's better than me, though. Like, if there's things that I can't figure out, I'm like, I have to ask my brother. My brother's like a genius when it comes to that stuff.
My brother works in IT, so
my mom used to call me and my brothers the Geek Squad because because we grew up learning computers and we were really good with computers, the three of us. So she used to call us the Geek Squad because so long as one child was within yelling distance, she always had an IT person on hand.
Nice.
So Rachel, how many dresses have you ordered so far?
I was more or less looking at all the cardigans, and then I logged off because I would have just gone on and bought like one of everything, and I wanted to have a look at it like properly later when I can click into everything. So I was like, I'm being rude, but I was like, but look at that cardigan.
They now have Umbrella Academy cardigan, and I'm
but they're kind of ugly, so I'm not really into it.
I don't know. There's like a lot of stuff that's like cute, but like sometimes the prices, like if I don't like it that much, the price is not worth it.
There's a few.
My thought usually goes like, what outfit would I use it in? And
I
like,
think I own like
there's-
3 things from the website. I have like a Kylo
So-
Ren dress is one of them, a BB-8, and then I have like an Anakin sweatshirt of like his Clone Wars armor because like they released.
Yes.
I had to have that. I was like, that's all I
course you
care
do.
about.
You understand me. When
I
it
have a
comes to Anakin.
lot of stuff from her
That's my boy.
universe.
Well, so okay, so Ashley Eckstein, the CEO of her universe, is also the voice of Ahsoka Tano in the Clone Wars series.
Mm-hmm.
Who, by the way, fun fact, I met her in New York Comic Con before I knew who she was,
Oh,
and I almost and like it was funny because I was looking at their dresses and I ended up talking to this gorgeous blonde lady about her work, about the dresses and everything. And she said, "Oh, I'm a designer," but she didn't say she was the owner. This was right after they came out, by the way. And then a day or two later, I saw an interview with Ashley Eckstein as Ahsoka, and I lost my mind. I could not believe I was right there talking to Ahsoka Tano for like 10 minutes. I cannot believe I was right there talking to Ahsoka Tano. Who did that? For like Sabrina? Sabrina? Sabrina.
Hold on.
Like Inception.
Okay, I muted Serena for a second. She's going to have to put her other tabs.
Yeah, you can't have it open in another tab. That's what it does.
I
feel like
I'm
Ahsoka was
sorry.
like,
I'm sorry.
Who did that?
Is
It's like
it
a
fixed?
butterfly effect.
That
Yeah,
was
I know.
sca- that
Okay, I
was
don't like this.
I was like, is that what I sound like? But
Maybe that's what the echo was from earlier.
oh, yeah, I think so. Like I always have a browser open with the show,
Yeah.
but it's always muted, so I don't get that.
I forgot to mute it. That's why. Okay, that's probably.
I forget where my story was going. Fuck my life.
Well, what I remember
You're talking about
as far
Ashley.
as,
Meeting
uh,
Ashley.
Ashley Eckstein.
As far as
But-
Ashley goes, I remember we went to San Diego Comic Con, our last one, I believe, and they were selling Ahsoka Tano Funko Pops with her like signed by her, and the puppy eyes that Cole had given me because she didn't take any cash with her on that particular moment.
And
Like,
they were selling
I
them
don't
for
think you
cash.
guys can imagine. Like, you've never seen what she can do when she has puppy eyes. She's never pulled that on me in my entire life, and we've known each other for 12 years. This was the one time, and like it's like when you watch Shrek and you see the cat doing those. Yeah, that's what she did.
They were selling them in cash only, and they had like 3 left, and that she had signed them and left them at her Universe booth, and like Nana was buying something already, and I just looked up at her. I was like, "Please," and she was like, "Do you want?" She was like, "Do you need me to help you buy it?" I was like, my paycheck will come in like an hour." Like, and then she got it. And I was so I walked away like holding it like a child. Like I was like, my
Nice.
baby.
I would too.
Yeah.
Speaking of cons are coming back.
Ours is coming back in October for the Motor City Comic Con.
Same thing with your Comic Con.
What are the dates for it in October, Jeff?
Tiff, your job right now, like as someone who's in Michigan going to Motor City, you have to tell them you want to see Ray Porter.
Ray's going.
You have
to see.
He'll go if he
I
gets
will do
invited.
that.
So basically, the thing is that his con agent is kind of shit. So we, as the fans, until he can hire someone new, we have to tell these cons, we want you to get Darkseid. So if you're going to that con, you got to tell them, I want Darkseid.
I will do that. Challenge accepted.
me yelling at New York Comic Con, get him! I'm actually very curious to see like who did it.
New York Comic Con, I'm so mad at them right now because in the past I used to be able to go onto them and buy a Sunday or a Thursday ticket for literally 45 bucks or something. But I went onto the
You're always
website.
50.
It was like 50, 45. A Sunday was like 50, 45. It was never a lot. But
Sunday
it's 100.
Everything else was 50.
$99 fucking dollars.
What? I went on there the other day to check that to see, and it said 60 again.
Hi, Kaden.
What are you using to look at it?
On the website.
Because I need to know, because like I wanted to go at least the day you're going. Like if I go at all, at least I would go to be with a friend.
Please.
Well,
let's see. Wait, let's
what
see.
I'm asking though, Tiff, when is the Motor City Comic Con?
I'm gonna look on the website. Cole, I'll look on the website right now.
Give me 1 second, because Ines just told me, because so far they've only got 2. Well, the last time we checked, they had 2 people. One of them was Mario Lopez as one of and then the other one was
I love him.
I cannot remember who. Hold on 1 sec, I'll look it up.
For Comic-Con? Seriously?
Yeah.
They got
the reason I'm asking for the dates.
Oh.
The reason I'm asking for the dates is because of SnyderCon, right?
Oh, that's right.
So tell us the dates.
Okay,
I get it
I'm
now.
looking it up now.
I get it now. Cole, they are more because the pre-sale's over. It's like they do the pre-sale for fan verification from 2019, and then they do like the regular sale, and they always jack up the prices. I
had fan verification.
You did?
I didn't know about that. Because like the email I got wasn't about for the pre-sale. It was about
Did you
only
check
the
your
normal.
spam? Did you check your spam?
Okay,
No, I probably should.
When is
Not right
SnyderCon?
now.
Well,
What?
We don't know yet.
But it's gonna be by the end of October.
What?
Okay, because Motor City
Yeah,
Comic
San
Con
Diego.
is October
SnyderCon.
15th through the 17th.
Okay.
And now they've added more celebrity guests. They've added Breckin Meyer. They have added, it looks like wrestler Britt Baker. My other favorite, David is it Kochner?
No idea who that is.
Oh, he's in like not Talladega Nights. I can't remember. They got Dennis Lawson and Mario Lopez. So
yeah,
they're getting
Lopez
more.
one's
I'm more excited. I would
confusing.
be more excited to meet Breckin Meyer just because I watch so much Adult Swim and like all the voices that he does for
He's with Adult Swim.
Oh yeah, he does a lot of like the Robot Chicken. He does a lot of the voices with Seth Green.
I'm not a real big fan of those, but when New York Comic Con was trying out a lottery system one year for autographs, I won an Adult Swim autograph session. So I gave it to a friend because I was like, just tell them your name's Nicole, because it was another girl. So I just gave her my badge and she gave me hers and we swapped for them.
Nice.
And all they did was check the badge and she got autographs and shit. It worked out, but it was still like.
That's how I won to meet Jim Lee. Like, I won through a lottery because I wanted to meet him so bad.
We got to meet Jim Lee
we got to meet Jim Lee.
brunch on a yacht.
There was no warning for that one.
That's nice, Cole.
That's so basically, cool.
What happened is that there was the DC Universe, and Cole, because we had subscription for it, we could sign up during San Diego for like a special brunch they were doing, and it was like a lottery. So Cole signed us up, and we actually won it.
That is so cool.
They were like, okay, so there's going to be like a brunch and you're going to get some goodies and maybe there'll be special guests, but they didn't say anything else. So we got there and we got like this goodie bag with like all kinds of like stuff, which most of the stuff that they do whenever they do something in San Diego is they give you sort of like a con package. I still have like, you have like a fan around your neck, stuff like that. Pretty cool. I think they actually gave us, little pouch with like with blasters and stuff like that. It was really cute. Nice. And it all came in this like really cool tote bag. And then we randomly had our breakfast, and out of nowhere there is Jim Lee, and he was actually signing prints. And I actually have the print here.
So cool.
It was pretty neat because I signed up because the account was in my name, and I won. So because I have to register as a disabled person when I go to San Diego. Now I was like, hey, I'm disabled. Can my attendant come? And they were like, of course.
Stop.
Oh, that is so cool.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Mine doesn't look as pretty as that anymore, though.
So it's like
a Batman
Signed
80.
out.
That's incredible.
Wow, you went during the 80th anniversary. Ah, I'm jealous.
Yeah.
It was so
Hush, and that's all that matters.
It was
I
so-
said I got a poster, but I just wanted him to sign my Batman Hush because like that's my favorite art he's ever done.
It was so funny though because we were eating lunch on the not lunch, breakfast on the yacht, and we had actually like glommed on to a couple of people. We found like a group to sit with, and we were all these girls all chatting at this one table, and all of a sudden people start running from one end of the ship to the other. And like people are like grabbing things from their bags and just running, and we finally like caught someone, and we're like, "What the frick's going on?" And they were like, "Jim Lee is here. He's signing things," and we all like dead. And then we all just got up, like chairs falling over, drinks spilled, running. Mind you, we'd all had cocktails the moment we stepped on the boat, alcoholic cocktails.
Oh, you know what I found? This is funny because I have like this massive thing, which is like different kinds of posters. There's actually like Victor's poster here.
Yes.
Mine's
I
hanging up in my
found-
living room.
I found this.
Oh, you're 30 Seconds to Mars. She's got a joke. She has a Joker signature.
Nice.
Yes, I do.
But so what we did, Nana did for her friend, and I did for my twin brothers was when we went to meet Jim, we handed him a notebook as well and asked, could you sign just sign a page for our brothers. And he just stood there and drew with the same finesse that we draw, like a star or a smiley face, the bat signal, and then he signed it, and I was like, how do you learn?
Smiley face.
Like, I can draw stick figures like that, maybe. But like he was
Sabrina,
so nice.
I'm gonna like this one.
Stop! Oh my god.
See, Sabrina's gonna like go to San Diego someday and come home with every single Batman poster.
This is bad. No, it's like honestly because see every year for my birthday, oh, that's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Stop! Oh my god, I'm so jealous. That every year for my birthday, like, because near Comic-Con always falls on my birthday, so like because of last year, you know, they canceled it. So like that's why this year I was like, when I almost didn't go, like I started crying because I was like, I never realized how much I miss cons until like now, and like being like, oh, okay, I just want to be at Comic-Con, like that's how I want to spend my birthday. I just miss going every year with my dad, you know.
I miss going to San Diego.
Oh, like I was actually in
Ooh, I like that, Cole.
like 5 years. Was it 5 years ago? Yeah.
This is a gift from my brother, but technically I have a second one because the one I have on my wall was
First
a gift.
appearance poster.
Well, hang on. You're gonna actually hate me for this. I'll send you a picture of it later. So
Holy awesomeness, Batman.
So there's this website I like to go on that's like Reddit. It's called Imager. And every year Imager does a Secret Santa. And the first year that I did Secret Santa, like I signed up for it and I had fun sending a gift and everything. And when you sign up, you write in the form things you like and your allergies just to avoid accidents. And so my gift came and I was not expecting anything cool because like I have historically bad luck with Secret Santa. And I open it and it's a framed cover, like this cover, and with a book plate and a signature from the I cried. I kept asking people. I like went on to Imager and I was like, I need to know who sent this to me. I need to like blast. And it hit the front, like it went viral and nobody came forward. And I couldn't. I was like, I wanted so badly to thank them, but it's all the way over there, up really high. So I'll take a picture to show you. But
Please, so I can cry over it later.
it's one of my most favorite things in the world, and I couldn't believe it. I was like looking at it, my jaw on the floor, like. But my brother bought this for me at a con because he likes to get me presents at cons because he feels bad because I push him in his wheelchair the whole time. And he got me this one as
Ooh,
well.
I love that.
Oh,
And he had Tucci. He had the artist sign it.
That's awesome.
which was cool. Yeah, if I let him loose in Artist Alley, he comes back with crazy shit.
See, like,
Like,
I wish
when-
my brother could do that. Like, my brother's like went once, and he's like, all right, I'm good. Like, I don't care.
Well, when we
But I
did,
always bring him home something.
we went to he did the New York Comic Con with me when I brought when it was Project New York Comic Con and my banner and everything. And I was resting because my back was totaled. And so he wanted to walk around. So I took his wheelchair to sit in. And he went into Artist Alley and he comes running back and he goes, Cole, I found Lord Misa. I was like, what? And he's like, you know the guy who makes all the cute chibi arrow people? He's like, I found him. And so I go and find him and he's chatting up Lord Misa, the artist who like is practically a CW legend. And I'm just like,
Aw.
See, like, yeah.
I'm like,
See, your brother's like good at Comic-Con. My dad will say things in front of artists that you don't say. Oh, stop!
Oh yeah, I have that on my shelf too.
Cry. No, when I went to Comic-Con with my dad, they had like a bunch of like, I think it was like one booth that it was like really like famous art, and they were I love that poster.
do you have these?
Like really famous art from like artists. So like my dad, like, and there's like all in black and white of like concept arts and stuff like that. And like they had one of like the concept art of Batman 66 of like Penguin, Riddler, and I think Catwoman. And like there's like other ones they had, my dad, and like the prices were like insane. They were like, I think like $1,300, like stuff like that. And my dad's like, it's like $1,300 for that. And I was like, that's a piece of shit. And I'm like, Dad, you don't say that in front of people. Like, even if it's true, like, you don't say that. And I was just like, oh my god, I was like, I can't bring him anywhere. But like, I was like, I literally
Sabrina, do you have these?
no, I don't. I never had like, see, a lot of this, as much as I love
Because Cole still has a
at the
stash
time-
of them.
at the time, I like didn't have like the money I have now, so I wasn't able
These
to.
were free. So when BVS wasn't out yet, Zach and WB did this really cool thing where the trailer was being premiered in cinemas, and you could sign up for a free screening of it in IMAX. So I did because I was like, Batman, hello. I wasn't even a big Snyder fan at the time because I hadn't really gotten into his work yet. And we went and the trailer was leaked 3 hours before the it's online, and so a lot of people dropped out of going. So my brothers and I swore them to not watch it, and we went anyway. And we got there. There was there was someone like a rep from WB who signed us up for a free pre-screening to see the movie because we still came to the trailer event. And they had all these posters. I was like, can I take extras for my friends? And they were like, literally, you guys are the last people in the cinema. You can take as many as you want. So
Awesome.
I have a bunch. I'm almost done getting through them, so I can save you a pair.
Please, I would love you.
I have my two actually right above like.
That's
just
actually
behind where
when
my
they
camera
had the I hate this. I know now it's like Josh's League, but like when they had the posters at AT&T, I remember when they announced them. I literally went to like my local one, and I was like randomly came in there. I was like, "Do you have the Justice League posters in there?" And like the guy was like, "You're like the only person that came here." I was like, "Can I have them all then?" And like he gave me like a bunch, and I was like, and I just like handed them out. I was like, "Guys, I have posters if you guys want it." Like I literally had like so many. Like I was like, "Just give me all the Batman ones and like whatever extra ones you have," and I was like, "I'll hand them out to people." Because like
I have to replace.
those are my favorite.
I have like over here, I have like a Superman, and then I have BVS, like a sort of like Daily Planet article, and then I have a Justice League one. But I want to replace that with like CSGO.
See, like these were like so good. I don't care. These were so good.
They're
These
cute.
were
Yeah.
posters. Hold on, I think I have to go get the other ones. Hold on. I had like all of them.
I see Fatma's in the backstage. Are you joining the stream, love? I don't want to add her unless you actually.
That's
intend to.
Cyborg,
Ooh.
like- Batman, my favorite.
Hello,
one.
Tizai.
And then they had Aquaman, and they had like a Justice League poster. It was like of the first photo that Zach posted of the league as the poster. Hold on, let me see if I can find it.
Fatma's here.
Hey guys.
Happy Eid.
Thank you. Thank you. How are you guys doing? How's everyone
Hi.
doing?
Good. We miss you.
Hi. I'm still up, but not like, glammed up and awake up. So hi guys. How's everyone doing?
Oh, we're okay.
Doing
We're
well.
comparing posters at the moment.
Oh, comparing posters.
Yeah, kind
we
of showing off. We had we didn't have any plans for today's stream, so we're just randomly talking about literally anything that comes up.
Nice.
Like
nice.
this one time at band camp.
We didn't get to food yet, though. We've talked about toilet paper, but we didn't get to food yet.
That's true.
I'm not like food isn't the only thing I do. There's like a billion things I do, and I don't really want to be talking about food.
No, I didn't mean it like that. But what I meant is like usually we end up talking about food. So I was like, this is surprising that we were talking without a plan and ended up with food.
But talking about posters, I have like 2 or 3 of like the Zack Snyder's Justice League ones, and like I don't like, like their official ones as well. So it's like so.
I bought the one with the dark stuff.
Where did you get those?
They were sent to me as a gift, but like, so I don't know where exactly you can get them from. But like, one of them is the Meta Snyder Cut one, where it's like the Snyder Cut reel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then the other one is, I think it's the Justice League, like, the concrete one, and then the other one is where Batman is center stage in the middle. But like, I can't have it in me, or like bring myself to like frame it properly and hang it anywhere, and I don't have the wall space. But yeah,
that's what I'm struggling with too. I'm trying to figure out where to find the space for that signed Batman print from Jim Lee. So
yeah. How is everyone doing? Hi, Rachel and Tiff and Sabrina.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How's everyone dealing with the heat waves that are going on?
Not very well. Not very well at all.
I try not to leave the house, and that's a good thing because I have central air conditioning.
My new job has air, and the people that come to my window don't, so I feel bad. So the air comes out of like my window, and they like sit there for an extra few minutes.
I have no aircon because in this place there is like a heat wave like once a year tops for 3 days. So I am something just flew to me in my window. Not sure what it is. Never mind. The joys of having light on and window open, but I'm gonna risk the mosquitoes, I guess. I would die otherwise. Anyway, so yeah, I have no aircon or no fan, and I am dying.
Ooh, at least a fan.
Yeah, you need to invest in a fan, baby.
It's for 3 days.
I'll send you one.
I usually spend those 3 days a year in San Diego, mind you.
Oh, yeah. The sun, it's always really hot and heat wavy in San Diego, but it's never that bad because San Diego Comic-Con takes place at a convention center that's literally on the water. Like, so it sucks like in most parts of the building, but then if we go down to the Hall H line, it is so comfy.
Well, I don't know. Speak for yourself. I sometimes spend mornings there, and that's not comfy at all, especially when the melting underneath you.
I'm the kind of person that has the fan on year round, though. So
yeah, same. My fan's on as we speak.
I'm in like the only room that doesn't have one.
Yeah, I can't live without a fan. Sometimes when I visit Nana, I get anxious, so I turn on white noise on my phone when she's not in the room.
Nice.
Because
I'm on the other side. I'm the person especially now because the place my bedroom is placed in a way that there is absolutely no sound at night. So I got used to absolute silence. Same. And if there is it's to the point where I can hear my bedroom. My bathroom is right next to my bedroom. I can hear water dripping down the tap.
See, that's
how weird I get. I need silence. If there's no silence, I'm looking for the source of the sound, and I just need to turn it off.
That's my problem. Is my brain won't shut off. And the funny thing is I'm the kind of person that likes it dark and silence. and Enosh likes sound or needs something in the background. That's what gets him tired. So it's funny because he'll put in like something random, like South Park or something. Just I'm picking something out of the air. Put it on the phone, put in the earbuds, so that way he can sleep. And then when I have to, it's like earplugs, so that way I can have the quiet. And
see, I've lived for the last 20 plus years on 2 acres of land in a cul-de-sac that used to be an empty valley with a forest behind me. So I'm very used to silence at all times, but I don't even remember when I first got in the habit of sleeping with my fan on. I was maybe 5 or something. But so like
I just like the cool breeze.
Like I like the breeze, but I also like the very soft sound. Mm-hmm. So it's like that's the only amount of sound I can really tolerate when I'm sleeping. But but I also have the bonus of when I'm visiting Nana, I usually do so much during the day that by the time I take my pills, my night meds to go to sleep, I knock the fuck out. So. Except for those rare occasions where she's gone during the day and it's literally so silent I can't handle it. I'll turn on like the white noise, or if the power goes out here, I'll turn on white noise on my phone to sleep or to feel sane. I remember Nana has on her bed, next to her bed, a white shelf, and the shelf has hooks where she keeps her badge collection. And the first night that I was staying there, I was staying with her in this new place. I kept smacking them in my sleep and waking us both up. So you would just suddenly,
we're down.
You just suddenly hear shoof.
Yeah, we have to figure out sleeping arrangements next time you fly around because that was not working out.
Yeah, we had to take down all the badges.
Talking about sleeping arrangements, I just thought I'd like pop in and say hi for a little bit and talk to you guys and just show my voice at least because I miss you all and all the love and all the joy and kindness and awesomeness because everyone needs a lot of that at the moment. And I will catch you next time I can make it properly.
All right, we love you.
We love you.
Love you all. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that was so nice.
I know.
I feel like I haven't spoken to her in ages.
Neither of me. She's got work and life.
Yeah,
it's been quite busy for all of us lately. I mean, we skipped last show.
Yeah.
It's been
Yeah, that was actually, it was funny because you guys were all like, I can't come. And Nana and I had just made the call to cancel the last show. And then an hour later, right as we would have started the show, my power went out.
Oh, that's right.
From a thunderstorm. It was off until late the next day. So it was like, huh. And like the last time we canceled the show prior, Nana's upstairs neighbors, their washing machine.
That was washing
machine. Like literally, and like right as we would have started, we had just canceled the show the previous time we canceled, and all of a sudden the upstairs neighbor, their dishwasher like exploded, and there was water coming down into the kitchen.
I was telling this to you girls in the chat, but I don't think Sabrina was there yet. Basically, what happened is we have like a smoke detector in the kitchen. So it's up on the ceiling. And I am in a living room, which is right adjoined to the kitchen. And I'm just like sort of doing whatever I was doing on my laptop, working on stuff. And I just hear this like tapping sound like this from the kitchen.
Oh.
And I was like, what is going on in the kitchen? Now, any logical person would have probably gone and looked, right? But I am me, and I was just watching creepy Reddit stories. So I was like, I'm not going to look into the kitchen what that sound is. I would prefer to pretend that the sound is not there. So I pretended the sound was not there until absolute hell broke out. Because obviously, can you imagine what happens when a smoke detector goes off?
It's screeching.
Ear shattering, screeching, beeping. So I'm doing my thing. There's this whole coming from the kitchen. And then it's just like slide boom. And then the screeching begins. And the screeching, as if it sets it off, not only begins in the kitchen, it begins just above me in the living room where there is another smoke detector.
Oh.
And so I freak out. Of course I freak out, because how would you
I would have
react?
peed my
if-
pants.
Yeah,
so
I-
I did not pee my pants. I just screamed like fucking bitch. And
Me, that's definitely something I would say.
my first
Like,
thought
not
was,
today, bitch.
oh my god, the kitchen is on fire. So I run to the kitchen. Now,
Where it's not meant to be on.
because our smoke detector in the kitchen is joined, like it like the cables kind of go from the big light on top of the ceiling, which is the kind of
Mind you, the ceiling is like 10 for some bizarre reason. Like every ceiling in her apartment is normal, like sized, but then you walk in the kitchen and it's 10 feet tall.
Yeah, you can't reach there. There's absolutely no way you can reach there. So obviously, because the smoke detector busted, so did the light.
Ooh.
Now I go there, the whole thing is dark. I can't see fire, so that's a good news. I do, however,
You have
turn
wet
on
socks.
my light, and there is water everywhere,
I remember those pictures.
dripping through the ceiling and through the sad, screaming smoke detector. So, I am at that point so frozen and shocked that I'm just not reacting to the fact that there are two screaming things on our ceiling. So my flatmate got to the living room. He was already sleeping, so he was pretty tired. So he turned off one of them because that one he could reach, the one in the living room. But that still didn't solve our screaming issue. So I go. And that's, mind you, we're talking 11:30 p.m. Like it's 11:30 at night, you know.
Oh my god.
And this is yelling on the entire neighborhood. So I go to my neighbors, the guys that live above us, and I'm like, there is something dripping down our ceiling. Can you see what it is? Turns out their washing machine broke. Their washing machine broke, and it was just coming down. So they had to do whatever they had to do in the kitchen to stop it. But on top of that, obviously now we don't have any ladder, so we had no way to get up there to actually take out that smoke detector. So we had to borrow a chair, and the guys came to help us. It ended up with ripping the smoke detector out of the ceiling because it would just not shut up. There was no way to turn it off. And even after we ripped it off the ceiling, away from any source of anything, that thing kept screaming.
Yeah, they've got a battery in them.
No, the battery was not there. Everything was taken out.
That's
yeah,
creepy.
I've had that happen before, once or twice.
Yeah, when the water gets in and it just shortcuts somewhere, that's just what happens.
That's
But
when you get a
anyway,
hammer.
this whole pull thing, as we pulled it out of the ceiling, it obviously shortcutted the entire circuits in the entire house. So the whole house went dark.
Oh my
My
god.
PlayStation was forcefully shut down, so that was great. Next morning, so we had to wrap that thing. I genuinely suggested we just go dig up a grave in our front yard and just put it in there because like it was just too loud. But the guys wrapped it, I think, in a towel and shoved it into a freezer. I'm not entirely sure what happened to it. But good part was that it was gone. I had ringing in my ears for the following 3 days.
Oh my goodness.
My PlayStation was recovering for solid 2 hours next day because there was some sort of a thing that it was forcefully shut. So the memory was all messed up. So I was worried that I'm going to lose all my games. And so
It's like it's like now on when we cancel a show, I'm going to be waiting for the catastrophe now because that's 2 times in a row. That's too coincidental. It was funny. Then our dishwasher broke and started leaking less than a few days after Nana told me. So I was like, and I was saying to my dad, wow, if I had known that the dishwasher thing was contagious, I wouldn't have told you guys about night.
You know, I do see the point of this reference. I genuinely do. I did not think of it at the time, but now that you're saying that, yeah.
When I was much younger, once or twice, there would be like a power surge in the house. And like we have a pretty big house, so there's a smoke detector in almost every single room. And if there was like a short circuit, sometimes the smoke detectors would go off once in a while. Or, but one morning at 3 a.m., my dad was sleeping over in the city for work, so he wasn't there. And the fire alarms go off. The fire alarms go off, and we couldn't figure out to turn off. We even shut off power to the entire house. We like used the circuit breaker, and I was like maybe 12, 13, and you know, rage issues up to 11, like so. And my mom couldn't figure out what to do. Dad wasn't picking up the phone. So I went around with a chair, dragging it behind me, and a broom. And I smacked all of them off the ceiling and broke all of them. And it was like a $200 replacement, but they were all wailing. And and most of them would keep wailing after they were knocked off the ceiling because I couldn't reach them to pull them off safely. And so I would use the head of the broom.
You know,
but like at that point, they had been going on for over an hour.
Oh,
so
yeah.
like we were all losing
go.
minds, and like at that point, it was like something had to be critically wrong with them. There was something really wrong here. So I broke all of them, and my dad comes home and he finds this body of smoke detector corpses, and he's like, "What the fuck?"
Don't worry about it.
Reminds me of that one time when I was a kid. Could have been maybe 10, less than that, because Dad was still living with us, and it was like for St. Nicholas Day, which for those of you who do not know, in Czech Republic, we celebrate St. Nicholas Day on, I believe it's 6th of December. So it's like early on. And basically it's like this thing where St. Nicholas comes to your door with an angel and a devil kind of thing. And if you were a good kid, you just get a bunch of sweets and some small presents. And if you were bad, you get a lump of coal. I'm not joking. That's exactly what it is.
My dad's giving me like a thing of coal as a joke once, and I was just like,
yeah, no, that's just the tradition. But so we got like this set of toothbrushes, me and my brother. And those toothbrushes were basically, they played like a little song. So it could have been like a Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. It was something like that. And basically the song played, and as long as it played, you were supposed to brush your teeth. It was basically to teach you to brush your teeth properly.
Really? I like that. But
the thing went downhill from there because it wasn't my toothbrush, it was my brother's toothbrush, I think. At one point, it's just the batteries grew weak and the toothbrush just kind of shortcutted it also. And suddenly, like, as the music, it would just have this really squeaky noise, and it would just not stop. It kept going. And then it started dying, so it was like slowing up, but it just kept going. And my dad got really, really upset with that thing. So he decided that he's going to turn it off, however long it takes. So the first thing he did, obviously, he broke the toothbrush. It kept playing. He tried to shower it. It kept playing. So he wrapped it in a whole bunch of stuff, threw it in a garbage. It kept playing.
Oh my goodness.
So he went outside, and like, mind you, we were living in a flat, which was like on the 3rd floor. So he had to go all those stairs because it's like a historical building. So there could be no lifts or anything. So he had to go down all those stairs, throw it in the rubbish. It was still playing. He went back upstairs. He went to sleep. He's like, it's all gone. We went to school for the next 5 days. That thing was still playing in the rubbish.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
That's when you have to
I swear.
He should have sent you guys to school with it to throw it out there. What I would have done. I would have been like, nope, get this out of the house now.
You know, he
Yeah.
was so done with that thing. He was so done with it that he remembered that story for years to come.
There was my dad, he likes to recycle everything he can. So speaking of toothbrushes that wouldn't die, so when his mechanical toothbrush was on death's doorstep, he got a new one, and he stripped the parts out, and whatever that could be recycled was put in recycling. Whatever, and the motor part was non-recyclable, so that went in the rubbish in the kitchen. He forgot about it. And for a day, he was going crazy because he would walk in the kitchen, kept hearing a noise, and he couldn't figure out where it was coming from. And it was freaking him out. And he was literally getting like anxious with fear, like he's thinking it's in his head. He's finally lost it. And so I come down and then he's like, you have to come to the kitchen. I'm like, okay, what's wrong? Like, there's this sound. Looked everywhere. It's not the fridge, it's not the freezer, it's not the washer. Like, bug-eyed like crazy. And so I walk in the kitchen, I can hear it. And I was like, yeah, I can hear it too. And so that's the first sign of relief from him, because he's like, thank the fuck it's not in my head. And then I lay down, and then I get the idea to lay on the floor and listen, because like it sounded close to the floor. And I was like, it's coming from the trash. And when I said that, he remembered the toothbrush. And he went and he dug out the motor from the rubbish. And the thing had been going for like 2 days straight.
Oh
and
my gosh.
It had almost put my dad into the psych ward. He was so stressed. He's like, I finally lost it. Like, just finally with me.
Well, that happened yesterday when me and Enosh were watching TV. My oldest son, he works at a store that a lady brought in a Roomba, an iRobot Roomba, and it was something that she's like, I already got the newest one, so you guys can either get rid of it, or, you guys can, keep it. Well, my son realized all it needed was a new battery. She was like very Karen. And so my son texts me and he goes, do you guys want it? And I said, well, how much is it going to be, for a battery? So he told me the price, and I said, yes. Because even if that helps a little bit in the kitchen, on our main level, with the dogs.
I got my dad a robot vacuum. They're life-changing. I make fun of them. They are life-changing. But go on.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is I had just used it, and so I put it back in the dock. Well, apparently it didn't go correctly, and so we're watching TV, and it said error number 5, or it started talking for a second, and I was just like, what is that sound? And I'm just like, it's just the vacuum. But he had no idea.
Grabs you, and he's like, we're alone.
I knew what it was because it's happened before, but he's just sitting there with food in his hand, and he's looking like, what is that? So it was pretty funny.
It's nice when the technology starts talking to you.
That's how it was with my Furby. My dad hated that when I was younger, because he's like, I don't want that.
Every single Furby I've ever encountered has been controlled by Satan himself.
That's what it feels like.
And it was like the Furbies had stopped being made sometime in the early 2000s. I think when Y2K happened, we finally as a species got wise enough to get rid of them. But then 10, 15 years passed, and we got stupid again. And suddenly Furbies were back in stores. And so I'm 18 years old with my first job at a grocery store. And why the fuck a grocery store is going to suddenly start carrying Furbies behind customer service is being. But I digress. So they have them in these big plastic boxes, have them on the shelf up above the counter, and they were selling them. And one night we're closing the store, and it was my first time working with the closing crew. So I was cleaning out the meats locker. I got down everything because I was the new kid. And so once I was done, I was walking up to customer service, and all of a sudden I hear, Furby loves you.
Oh, God.
No.
And I was like,
I would have been out of there.
And it doesn't any of them are turned on, because when Furby is turned on, their eyes glow like
and
humans. And it
So
goes,
sweet.
and all of a sudden I hear Furby loves you again. And this time the girl who was doing the cash, because she was right behind the counter, she comes running out. You heard that, right? Like, yeah.
I'm not crazy.
So they're starting to shut off the lights in the store, and we're like, okay, well, it hasn't happened again. And we hear Furby loves you so much.
Oh,
And at that point, we are freaking the fuck out. We told the night crew, because they do night at this store. They have a night crew that come into stock. We were like, you got to find that thing before tomorrow
and burn it.
And they found one that like under the counter that apparently was talking. But so they took the batteries out because they're not supposed to come with batteries anymore, apparently.
Yeah.
But there were batteries in this one, and it was in the same.
Clearly know why.
It was the same packaging that they got that came from the factory. So it was like you had to rip the packaging open. So they damaged it out. And if anyone who's worked in a store knows that when you damage it out, it gets thrown in this gigantic bin full of damaged products.
Yep.
Well, we throw them out at my job. We just like I have to mark them out in like this like system on a device, and then I just throw them out.
Well, it gets thrown in this like giant container where it's like a rubbish bin, but only for damaged items. So even food is in there, and this thing ends up at the bottom of it.
Oh.
And like I walk into the back of the room, I'm heading back of this. I'm taking cardboard to the crusher, which is by the damage bin, and I hear Furby love.
Stop.
And I was like, absolutely
That's so
not.
freaky.
And I went and found my boss, and I was like, listen, you have to understand something. Furbies don't know how to die. They don't. I know you guys damaged one. It's still talking. So they ended up throwing it away. And thankfully it became like whoever collects the trash's problem.
Nice.
But like still, it was like that was not the thing. Like I hate Furbies. Scare the shit out.
Yeah.
Nana
That's
was
like
working.
the only reason I don't fuck with dolls or anything like that. Like
oh my god! Don't get me started on dolls.
Yeah,
Don't
I can't stand the blinky eye dolls.
Apparently, my aunt, because like my cousin lives with my aunt, she collects like those type of like porcelain dolls that like can stare at you. And like I've been in her room, and I'm like, she used to get me them when I was a kid, and like as I got older, like I was like, it was like the porcelain ones. I think I broke one of the legs once on accident. And then I was like, Mom, you need to get rid of these right now. I was like, I'm not having one of them kill. Like, after, like, all the movies came out, I was like, I'm not having one of them kill me in my sleep. There's no way. I was like, these aren't even,
no
they were, like, little ballerina ones, because I used to do dance and everything. So, like, they were, like, nice. But I was like, after watching too many movies, I was like, no. I was like, I don't want any dolls or anything like that in my room watching me when I sleep like that. Nope. So
you have to be, if you like to go to Spencer's around late August on, to be careful up when you walk in there.
Oh my god, I know.
Honestly, as far as dolls go, I have always been afraid of dolls. Like,
yeah,
there's things that I don't even remember, but there was I was always afraid of dolls and marionettes. And I know this because my mom told me when I was a toddler, so 2-3 years old, so I can't even remember this. But my mom and dad, they wanted to buy me this marionette, which is it's a very popular thing in Czech Republic. This particular marionette, it's from a Czech fairy tale story that we were watching every evening. And I love that story, mind you. I really do. I still do love it now. But they wanted to buy me the authentic marionette from that story. And I apparently threw a massive temper tantrum that I don't want it. I lied on the ground and screamed that I don't want it. And so I've always had an issue with dolls. But I remember, and I keep telling this story over and over, and nobody ever believes me. But I remember there was this whole boom around town around the time when we were kids, so say 7, 8, and there were these new types of dolls. So the dolls that you could feed, and there
Oh
were
my
dolls that
God.
could cry and all that stuff. So I had the doll that could like you could feed it, and it would like it could cry, as in it could cry actual tears, but it wasn't making any sounds.
Oh, ooh.
Because it just, it wasn't like a sound doll. But even then, like for me, what it was, like the doll always had its place. It was under my brother's bed, because my brother's bed was a bit up high. So we built like a little house underneath, and that's where the doll slept, hidden behind curtains.
I hate that.
Oh
I
my
wouldn't
God.
go anywhere near it. I could not see it at night. I
That's
would
like
put
some
the doll
Annabelle stuff.
during the day, but then it had to go to its room. That's it. It's not gonna be anywhere near me. I had my friend over, and she had the particular doll that was like a crying doll, like making sound. So you had a batteries in the back, and you would like turn it on, and then it would just randomly start crying and whatever. And we went to sleep, and I insisted that we're not sleeping with our dolls. The dolls have to go to their room, and that doll has to be turned on. Like, I was so insistent that we took the batteries out of that doll, because I just couldn't. My friend wasn't happy about it, but that was just what I said. It's just like, batteries go out, we turn it off, that's it. It's about 2 a.m. and that doll started crying.
Oh shit.
There were no batteries in it. I swear to you, there were no
Oh,
batteries.
no.
There was no way that the thing was supposed to start crying. It started crying.
Oh lads, I'm gonna sleep with the light on.
Nope.
Oh my God.
And I stopped playing with dolls.
That's
from
like
that
some
day.
Chucky Annabelle stuff going on.
That's
Like,
what
I
I'm
could
saying.
not.
Like,
A few years ago, Spencer started carrying Chucky dolls, and they would put them on hooks up on the ceiling of the store, so they'd be over the cash wrap. And I was dating this guy who was one of the first people I had met who was genuinely terrified of dolls. And I thought it was hysterical because 6'2" wrestler,
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, you're afraid of dolls. But I had actually seen him react badly around dolls. Like, he genuinely was afraid of them. So at that point, he's standing at the cash register, he's paying, and I realize, oh God, there's Chucky dolls right there. And so I walked over to him and I said, okay, when we walk out of the store, I need you to close your eyes and just walk with me. And he's like, why? I was like, I just need you to trust me. And I said, don't open your eyes until I tell you to. And so he realizes I'm not fucking with him, I'm being serious, because I don't want to like freak out. And so I had him put his hand on my shoulder and follow me out of the store with his eyes shut. And then we get out of there, and I tell him what was the problem, that Chucky and Chucky's bride were hanging from the ceiling.
Ironically named Tiffany.
Yes. And so he's like, oh, it can't be that bad. And so he's like, it can't be that bad, like I've seen those before. And he peeks around and goes, holy fucking shit. He just like took a peek and nearly lost it. Like, he fell over. He was so surprised. I was like, yeah, that's why I told you not to look.
Well, that's what's funny is because our middle son, he is the one that, when he was younger, he was like scared of everything. Lights had to be on, night lights, that kind of thing. And so he ended up becoming the one that likes the roller coasters and the adrenaline. And he also likes the scary movies. So he collects, like Annabelle, Chucky, Tiffany, the Nun, all that kind of stuff. And so he's got like the pops and like the little figures of them.
Oh, that's cute.
I've showed him though. I'm like, they've got Chucky and Tiffany dolls that are, about this big. And then they also have like the 4-foot tall Good Guys doll, before he turns into Chucky. And I was joking. I'm like, do you need one of those for your room? And he's like, you know what? The pops are different, but I don't need that thing coming to life in the middle of the night for me. So it's
That's
like,
okay.
he draws the line.
There's a doll that I got when I was little that I have never shown Nana because she's afraid of them, because I know it would freak her out. It was from this.
I will not stay in the house if that doll is there, so don't show it.
It's in the attic. Don't worry. But
you're not making me feel any better. Can I move into the basement next time I'm staying over?
Can I go into a chest that's locked?
But it's in the bottom of a box. It's safe. It's gone. But she doesn't freak any normal people out. But if you're afraid of dolls, you won't like her. But she's from a company called My Twin Doll, and it was around in the early 2000s. You'd send a picture of your kid to the company, and they would make a custom doll that
My-
looks
oh my
identical
God,
to the
stop!
photo.
My parents did that for my brother. Oh my God,
Well-
they did him in like a train outfit and like his face is on it. It's the freakiest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life.
That doesn't sound like a good idea to me. I'm sorry, but it just doesn't.
It's cute. The idea is cute, but like seeing the final product, I was like, I literally looked at. I remember when like my dad first showed me, like, because like my brother's older than me. I looked right at him and I was like, thank God. I was like, I've never been more grateful that you didn't do the same thing.
This person knows what they're talking about. Yeah, like.
No, I'm so glad my dad and my mom did not do the same thing for me because I would burn that shit.
She's really not creepy. I was obsessed with the idea because I've explained before that I had a little sister who passed away at birth, so I was obsessed with the idea of having a little sister. So it was kind of a way to heal. It was like a healing thing because I just really I needed a little sister. So my mom got this doll for me, and she sent in this picture of me from when I was little where I had short hair, and at the time my hair was really curly, so it was like Shirley Temple curls all over the place. And the doll and I are identical. We actually look more like each other now with me as an adult than we did when I first got it, and I loved that thing. I took her everywhere. And her name's Ashley because I was obsessed with Mary Kate and Ashley, but I didn't like saying Mary Kate. So her name, and we used to have matching outfits, a few, because you could get those and stuff. And it was so cute. And like, I love her. And because my mom spent like an absorbent amount of money on this doll I will never get it, but I don't feel comfortable keeping it in my room anymore. So it's in a box in the attic. So one day, like when I move out and I'm living on my own, and if I ever have a child or my brothers have a child, I've got this really neat doll I can gift them. But like,
my favorite was my strawberry shortcake.
Look,
you squeeze her
I understand why the doll was important to you and everything, but when we're living together, it's not.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It'll stay away. That and my Irish doll. I have 2 Irish dolls Grandma had bought with hers. My grandma grew up in Ireland, and she immigrated to America at 20, and because she had to make money to send home to feed the family. And with one of her first paychecks, she bought 2 dolls from an Irish family who was making dolls to sell. And one's a little a leprechaun, and one's a girl that we call Sheila. And that was her idea of something that we could hand down. They're plastic. They're supposed to be like hand-me-downs, but I didn't feel comfortable keeping them out anymore because like I'm the first girl who accepted them. Like my other cousins were like, no, I don't want them. They're ugly. So they're in a box again.
So you have a crazy box of dolls and stuff that is like locked.
No, I actually don't. But I like I just have them put away because I would never want to throw away something Grandma gave me.
Yeah, that's true.
And she earned with her money, but I don't want it out and about. So.
Yeah, no, I understand that too.
My brothers were little psychopaths when we were little, and they would break my Barbie dolls and rip the heads off. But my dad,
I did that.
I didn't need a psychopath brother for that. I just did it on my own.
I did that. Okay.
I my brother's He-Man, and then I would do it.
Clothes off. I would rip their clothes off and like detach their heads from their body. I don't know why. I really don't know why.
I would try to
brush their hair excessively, and it would always tangle. And then I would just get angry, try to brush it, and I would rip their heads off.
I got He-Man.
Yeah, I don't know why I would do that. Like, I remember when my dad would like clean up like all the toys, man. It's like, why, like my brother used to come down and be like, "Why are all the Barbies naked?" And I'm like, I don't know.
With my Barbies, I had some that I kept perfect because they were important to me, and then others were for whatever the fuck I want them.
My mom used to really collect.
And my dad would get upset when he would see my brothers had ripped the heads off, so he started putting them back on, and then he would put a nail in the base of the skull to keep the head on, so it looked like a Barbie with no neck.
Oh dang!
So it's kind of creepy looking. But my dad was My dad was so proud of. I kept one, and I need to dig it out of the attic sometime just to give to him as a gift.
That's
Because
funny.
I know it'll crack him up. But still, it was like, it's like
That's a
normal
good idea,
parents.
though.
Most normal parents would just throw it away if they thought it was upsetting the child. But my dad, nope. He's like, I can put it in it.
So if we're sufficiently scared enough at this point, maybe it's time to close off today's stream and go to sleep. Not.
Or try to.
Yeah.
Well,
Rachel's
I have a
I'm
new, so as the girls know, I have a new video that basically shows where everyone you can find, but it's not working. So we're just going to do the old-fashioned way for today, which means poor Sabrina doesn't have a card at the moment, and we'll fix it for next stream because StreamYard's being a bitch. So this is where you can find Tiff. This is where you can find us. That's where you can find
you're here,
Fatma.
honestly.
And this is where you can find Rachel. And Sabrina is at Night Wanes on everything. But we'll have it fixed for next week or next time.
Okay.
Yes, sweet dreams, Shree.
The way you were talking about StreamYard reminded me of Napoleon Dynamite. Come on, give me some of your tots.
All right,
All right,
so,
before this turns into League of Mayhem After Dark, thank you everybody for hanging out with us today, and we will
Thanks for
see you
having
again in 2 weeks. Bye.
Bye.